Today we're going to create a tree of thanks. The symbol of a tree is used for a lot of different reasons and different meanings. It can mean life, it can mean family, and it definitely can mean thanks. We need trees in the world so that we can breathe. They create the oxygen we breathe. So you're all going to start with a basic tree. We're going to let it be black like a silhouette, and then we'll write words of things we are thankful for. So the first thing to do is across the bottom write the word thankful. T-H-A, I'm making it pretty big. N-K-F-U-L, thankful, okay. Now right from here, right about in the middle, draw a line up. It can be a little crooked, it doesn't matter. It should be about halfway, a little shorter or a little taller is fine. We're going to make it thicker later, but for now, to start the branches, start at the top and make a diagonal line until it almost touches the edge of the page. Then on the other side, start at the same spot and do the same thing. Stop almost when you get to the edge. So now it looks kind of like a letter Y, and we need something in the middle. So make one in the middle, but just don't make it straight up. It can be a little wavy or a little bit more diagonal. So now you have 3 lines coming from what will be the trunk. And right about here or even lower, just make one more, almost touching the edge of the page. This is a good start. After that, and again, yours will look different. It doesn't have to look like the direction I did mine in. Start with the first branch we did and a little up from the bottom, make another diagonal line and stop right before you get to the edge, almost to the edge. You're going to make one on the top and the bottom of this, so it can be a little lower or a little higher. I'm going to make mine here. You just don't want it exactly across, so this is going to be a little curved and then go up. Stop before the edge. So this is almost ready. We'll move on to the next line and decide where you want to start another branch coming out, growing out of this one. And same thing on the opposite side, another. So now you do it for the other 2 first branches you did. So I'm going to start this one down here, stop before you get to the edge, a little higher up, stop, and here. Diagonal, but they can be a little curvy diagonal. And now you pretty much have a tree. You can add smaller branches if you think you have a really big space that doesn't look equal and it doesn't look balanced. Then all you have to do is add maybe another branch, like even if I put a little one here, and you can put 2 little ones coming off. I don't really like how that came. That's why we do it in pencil first. I think I'd rather do it down there and stop before I get to the end. I'm going to write something in here anyway, so even though it's a little big, I'll leave it. Try and find a couple of spots where you can make, see how they always make a letter V? Where you can make like the branches coming off that look like a letter V. So you can see it starts from the biggest to the smaller to the smaller and smallest. This one can have one. Okay, but don't fill it up way too much or you won't have room to write. Now take a black marker and trace over all the lines. Make the trunk, well, think about it. Is the trunk skinny all the way down. Some of them are almost the same width all the way to the bottom. But the trees I have in my yard get a little wider at the bottom, so I'm going to do that. Then trace over all your branches, okay? So that'll take a while. I'm gonna go really fast, so right now, you go slow, all right? I want you to do your best careful job. I've already done this before, so if it gets a little messed up, I still have one. And I don't want you to wait too long, so. You do not have to be done tracing the branches at this time. Stop and watch the next part. However, I do want you to go back when you're ready and go over them again so they look nice and smooth and you don't see any white scratchy looking lines, okay? And they do get a little wider at the bottom usually. So just take your time and go over the tree, make it nice and black, like I did that. Now think of the people and things you're thankful for. So, you know, I started out doing Mom. Now, if you just want to take a marker and write something that you know you're not going to mess up on or think that you messed up on, just go ahead and do it. You don't have to write it in pencil first. However, if you're writing something like an aunt, like one of your aunts, like I did Aunt Susan, but if you have an aunt or an uncle with a name that you're not sure how to write, just wait and I can help you spell it. Don't write the words too small because I do want you to trace over them with colors, like a colored pencil or a skinny colored marker. If you do not have a marker with a tip that's thin enough, then you can use black and color around it, or you can use crayons. The only thing is that markers are brighter than crayons, right? So if you have markers, you can use them, even if they are the thick, bigger kind. Let me show you. They have a point. They have a side, it's called a chisel point. I'm gonna write Grandma. And look, if you don't push down all at once and just use the side, Grandma and Pop, that's what we call my grandfather. Now, I don't have them anymore, but I'm still thankful for them, for all the memories and all the things they did and all the holidays we spent with them. So I can look at pictures and I can still be thankful for my grandparents. Oh, and even if you have the Crayola markers, they don't look like this. They do come to a point. They do come to a point. Okay, so if you can use markers, please do. You can do thankful in any color you want. I'm doing black, but you do any color you want. Then make a horizon line. From here down, you'll color the ground. You can draw anything you want that makes you happy. I really like flowers. Like, when I'm in a bad mood, I can go out in my yard in the summer when I have flowers and maybe pick a couple of them or look at them, and they will cheer me up. The bright colors and just maybe how beautiful they are. So I'm just going to put flowers. You can put leaves. You can put flowers on the trees. Remember, it's your project. This is, again, one that I did, and I took my time, and I want you to try and make believe that when you write the words, the branches are lines on a paper that you're trying to follow, see? And even though when I did under, I followed the curve. And you can use all different colors. And then I decided to use just dots as a design instead of coloring solid colors. But some kids in the other classes, and even some of my examples, I did it differently. Oh yeah, I like to draw my dog. This is one I did with my dog, and I was coloring it differently. If you want to draw an animal, a dog or a cat or almost anything, remember 2 circles, ears. A cat has a triangle nose, a dog has a rounder nose, 2 legs for the front, 2 legs for the other, 2 lines for each leg, I mean. If the snout comes out, then you go like that. Like my dog actually looks kind of like a fox. Maybe I made it too much of a snout. But then once you have this, I can make this my dog just by making the fur come out. And the tail, big fluffy. And then I use thin, I actually use a black writing pen to go make him fluffy here. And then I colored it with crayon. Here's one I did a little crazy with crayon. All right, get ready. Let me know if you need help. Do your best. It's going to be awesome.